Namaste friends, hello and welcome to Sakha Yoga. This is your friend Yogi Sakha. I hope you are having a blissful and wonderful day out there. Today I would like to talk to you about a beautiful concept in yoga called as Shreyas and Preyas. So if you have not already subscribed to my channel, you can subscribe to my holistic lifestyle channel where I'll keep posting videos related to conscious living, yoga, meditation, nutrition, spirituality, and health. So let's get started. So this concept of Shreyas and Preyas helps us understand life in a better way and enjoy the journey without feeling stuck or miserable or victimized. So let's get started with Shreyas. What Shreyas is actually when we do things keeping in mind the purpose behind our action and what that particular thing actually is meant for, then that is called as Shreyas. And when we do things only because we want to gain pleasure out of something, only when because we are driven by compulsions and our likes and dislikes, and we forget about the original purpose, then that is called as Preyas. So we are driven by purpose in Shreyas, and we're driven by pleasure, likes and fears and dislikes in Preyas. For example, food. The purpose of food is to nourish our body, to provide it with the right nutrients and to satiate hunger. However, if we eat food mostly to satisfy our taste buds and to have pleasure and indulge in the taste of the food, then that is something which can lead to unhealthy behavior and sickness in the body. So this is where understanding the purpose behind why we do things and what a particular thing actually stands for, and also knowing the difference and being mindful how our actions are making us act, how our emotions are driving our behavior, how our memories and our conditionings are driving our behavior is very important. And Shreyas and Preyas helps us to understand this in a better way. So in Preyas we abuse and misuse what we are supposed to use because we either don't know the purpose of that thing, or we don't want to spend time to understand the purpose, because Preyas is not about understanding, it's not about the big brain thinking to trying to figure out the purpose, but Preyas is all about pleasing. Remember, P for Preyas, P for pleasure. It's only for survival, it's only for pleasure seeking and trying to avoid the pain. So it's a living where you want to feel secured all the time. Another example would be of sex, especially when it comes to human beings, which is not just to make babies but also to form a close strong bonds between two people where they can have a long lasting and a meaningful relationship. But if one gets lost only in the physical pleasures and the intimacy, and that is somewhere the original purpose of sex can be defeated. So there's a beautiful story in Genesis about Adam and Eve, which exactly tells about this Shreyas and Preyas aspect in a different way. So the feeling aspect of human personality, which is the feminine aspect, is represented by Eve. So Eve gets easily tempted. She gets tempted by the fruit offered by Lucifer the snake, which represents the sensory pleasures, and because of that instant gratification, she gets overwhelmed about the pleasure from the pleasure she receives, and she also offers the same to Adam, who represents the masculine aspect of human personality or the thinking aspect of the human brain, who then gives up on trying to figure out the real purpose of why they were actually placed over there in the Garden of Eden, to do the work, that is to work in the Garden of Eden, which represents our brain, our mind, and to work towards completion and wholeness of understanding who they are and their relation with the Creator. So say they moved from Shreyas to Preyas. So if you see in Shreyas, we have to keep reminding our mind, its thinking and the feeling, the purpose behind why we are doing certain things, and what is the purpose of our actions. And we have to discipline our emotions, our instincts, by continuously repeating actions, regardless of what we feel and how we feel. Unlike in prayers, where our actions are motivated only by strong likes and dislikes and compulsions of the small brain and the instincts and the emotions, in Shreyas, we are driven by purpose. So very important to note that and understand here our relationship with our emotions. So emotions are of pleasure and pain. So these are nothing but the memories which we have stored in our body and in our mind, in our brain, which keeps driving us to a certain way of repeating certain things, whether to do certain things or whether to not do certain thing. We decide by based on our past experiences. So past experiences are only of two types, either pleasurable or unpleasant. So if someone is only driven by emotions, then they will be only stuck in their past, only in the memories. So this is where we need to understand that we can train our emotions, we can educate our mind to know that we can give emotional value to the purpose rather than to the instant gratification which is happening in the short term. Of course, this is not an easy shift from prayers to Shreyas. It doesn't happen in a day or two, because our brain, the body, the entire mechanism of human being is evolved in such a way, is conditioned in such a way that it is based on survival mechanism to seek pleasure in food, sex, relations, wealth, status. And it doesn't function easily out of knowledge and purpose. But yoga is all about this. Common sense living, being human, is all about driven by the purpose of why we are here and why we are doing certain things. However, if we keep justifying our behaviors, where we are living in compulsion, where we experience anger, where we are having hatred, we are having regrets, and keep justifying things which have happened to us, then even just like how Adam fell into the trap, we too, our thinking brain, our big brain, can fall into the trap of justification. So this is very important, that one easy or one way to actually see that we do not fall into this trap of justification is to do accept things of the body on the physical level as they are, and then at the same time do things in a mindful way, be thoughtful and reflective of our past, things which we have done and which have caused pain to us, and out of our compulsive behavior, and reflect in the future how in the future they can be damaging to our health, to our relations, to our work, and what we actually consciously want to create but are not able to because of our compulsions, of our memories, of the strong likes and dislikes, of the instant comfort and gratification. For example, while we eat food, we can eat our food mindfully. We can offer prayer before we have the first bite. We can deep breathe so that we are consciously now disengaging from that instinctual habitual pattern and being mindful of what we are doing. Or even when, while having sex or making love, we the partners can be grateful to each other, and instead of trying to gain pleasure, they can focus on giving pleasure. So you don't do kind of there's not much on the physical level which you have to do. It's just a mental shift which needs to happen, and that mental shift requires certain kind of contemplation, certain kind of awareness, certain kind of acceptance, certain kind of reflection to be done. So this is something which I coach based on holistic lifestyle, uh, whether it is related to health, nutrition, relations, yoga, spirituality. I combine the principles of spirituality, yoga, meditation, and evolutionary science, so that we fulfill our purpose of being human and manifest our creative potential in the most positive and vibrant way. So, if you would like to know more about holistic lifestyle, do subscribe to the channel and comment in the comment box below. And don't forget to also press the bell icon if you want more of these insightful and delightful videos. Until then, mind your body to embody your spirit and be the love and joy which you are seeking. Thank you and namaste.